Semiconductor stocks are mixed at the moment after the House just passed the $280 billion Chips and Science Bill, which has earmarked about $52 billion aimed at boosting U.S. semiconductor production stateside. Passage sends it to the White House, where President Joe Biden has said he will absolutely sign it into law. Chipmaker Qualcomm, a giant in the smartphone business, moving lower right now by 4 1/3% after reporting third-quarter earnings, which, while beat estimates, they did come in with guidance for the current quarter, which fell short due to weakening sales in its handset arm of the business. Now, the bulk of Qualcomm's revenue does come from selling its processors and modems for smartphones. In the third quarter, the company's handset business grew 59%. However, in a clear sign the company is in the early stages of successfully diversifying its businesses, Qualcomm reported record revenues in its nascent automotive chip business, which grew above 38% on an annual basis. I mean, this thing could be major for Qualcomm. And then the Internet of Things, the IoT business, which makes low-power chips for connected devices, that grew 31%. All of this as Qualcomm's customer Apple gears up to report earnings in just a few minutes. And ahead of that, Apple is pretty much flat to just slightly higher on the session. It is perfect timing to bring in Qualcomm President and CEO Cristiano Amon. Cristiano, great to have you. Let's get your first reaction, if we can, to the passage of the Chips and Science Act.
Good talking to you, Liz. Happy to be here. Look, very excited. This is a significant milestone for the United States chipset industry as well as globally. And the CHIPS Act is on its way to become the law of the land, and that's very, very important. We know the importance of semiconductors in our economy, especially as everything is becoming digital. And as the largest fabless semiconductor company in the United States, we need manufacturing of semiconductors. So, and those foundries are going to need customers like Qualcomm. So this is an exciting time. It's important. It's a big win for the United States and global semiconductor industry, and that's great news for semiconductor companies like Qualcomm.
Well, how much of the money do you expect to get? Because there was this discussion that the guys who build the foundries and the fab plants, like Intel and Taiwan Semi, were really going to get the larger part of this, and that people like you and perhaps Micron were kind of left out in the cold saying, well, what about us? Now I don't hear that at all from you, which is fine, but does it put the government in a position where it's picking winners at all, and does that kind of nag at you?
Not expecting to receive the money and super excited about the outlook. Here's how you should think about this. A company like Qualcomm, we need manufacturers of semiconductors. And we have been, working with, we're the #1 customer of Samsung Foundry in Korea. We're between the top 2 customers of TSMC in Taiwan, being the #1 being Apple. And the ability to have more manufacturing capacity built in different geographies, for example, the United States with the U.S. CHIPS Act, will build resilience to the supply chain. And for a company like Qualcomm, we now have more options and more capacity to build our chips, even as Intel become a foundry. So you can think about it now, you have one more foundry in the industry. So this is all great news, and we're not expected to get any money.
All right, let's go to the next big headline, and it hasn't come out yet, and that is Apple's earnings. We are expecting that they will possibly be dinged by a stronger dollar, because something like 58% of Apple's smartphone sales come from outside the Americas. The strong dollar is weakening the euro, certainly, and obviously the Japanese yen, which got a little bit stronger today. But can you give us some clarity on what you have seen from Apple orders for your chips to their handsets?
Look, we're not in a position to comment specifically about any customer order, but what I can tell you about our view of the handset market globally, not focus on iPhones, just globally. Mm-hmm. We're very happy with our company performance in this quarter. I think we got in Q3 fiscal, we have a beat at the top line, a beat at the bottom line. Handsets was strong, and as well as auto and IoT. But looking at the macroeconomic headwinds, we were more cautious when we think about guiding Q4, just because we've seen, the impact on consumer spending. So we're calling that the mobile market, it's going to be a little bit more soft. But even that, we ourselves have been more insulated because of our concentration on focus on the premium smartphone for Android, as well as high tiers, when we can sell a lot of processor content in addition to the modem, and our focus on auto and IoT. But we expect the handset market to be smaller as we deal with the economic headwinds as well as the China lockdowns.
Well, I want to get to diversifying your business, which, quite frankly, I mean, you took over a year ago, June, and what you have done for Qualcomm when it comes to the auto industry, to me, gives us a runway of where you might really see a massive business. Now, it's small at the moment, is it not? But you saw such a big jump in there. Each car, an average sedan, has something like 1,000 to 3,000 chips in it. That's according to experts. We checked. I said, really? Is that possible? I thought it was like 43. I mean, the Subaru CEO a couple of years ago said 43, but everything is changing. Can you tell us how big this business could be for Qualcomm and through what time frame?
Absolutely. It's a very big piece of the Qualcomm success story in diversifying our business in auto and IoT, and specifically to auto. We've been executing in a short period of time on this big trend of transformation of the automobile. The car is becoming digital. Car companies are becoming tech companies. And Qualcomm has been executing and connecting the car to the cloud, digital cockpit, and autonomy. And within the quarter, we add $3 billion to our design win pipeline, is now in excess of $19 billion. And the majority of it, the majority of the number is the Volkswagen award across Volkswagen Group for ADAS and autonomy. And as those cars get into the market, you're going to start see in all of this pipeline coming to the Qualcomm revenue and earnings line. And for the business we have today, we saw record of auto in the quarter. And in the next quarter, even in facing the current economic headwinds, we expect to have sequential growth. It's a great story in auto, and we're going to keep pushing it forward.
Well, I look forward to watching that, because cars are now like sitting in an iPhone in many cases, as we like to say. I know Samsung is actually your biggest customer, but before we go, the last time you and I spoke at Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas, you had struck a partnership with Microsoft about metaverse equipment, the headsets, anything that would connect people to the metaverse. You know, Meta just came out with numbers, and we may have to wait till 2030 before we see revenues from their metaverse plans. But what do you expect for that business?
There are going to be continued development and growth of those new classes of devices with this trend of connecting physical and digital spaces. And it's not only consumer, enterprise as well. That's been the partnership with Microsoft, but also the partnership with Samsung. And maybe one thing, if I may, Liz, one of the key highlights of this quarter for Qualcomm, I know there's a lot of focus on what is the size of the phone market into the future and the economic headwinds, but people are missing the very big part of this quarter. It was an agreement with Samsung, where we are basically going to be the platform of choice for Samsung Galaxy products, including future devices of extended reality, in addition of PCs and tablets. And we still remain bullish that you're going to see virtual reality and augmented reality devices as we're going to build the metaverse in the next couple of years.
Okay, but promise me we'll be in person and not virtual at some point soon, Cristiano. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Looking forward to meet you in person next time.
Yeah, next time.